and you've got children there, say something happens to your family
because
of that doxing, are you really going to be caring about their trauma? Come on, this is what I'm trying to say. Let's not be snowflakes. We're not going to all sit there caring about their trauma when someone has done the worst of the worst to you. And I'm talking about, I'm just using that as an example. Someone came to your house because of someone that doxed you, and you're going to say that was me. Are you really going to care about my trauma?
Okay. So I get what you're saying now. So would I care about the trauma? So obviously what they've been through in the past. Like, I wouldn't even bring that into the equation. I get what you're saying now. Sorry. So for me, if somebody did something and it caused harm onto my family, I would retaliate. There would be a retaliation. Because I wouldn't let somebody get away with that. But I wouldn't, like, the trauma wouldn't come into it for me. Someone comes to my house.
Come into it, but say they're talking on their trauma on social media after what's happened to you. Are you going to care? You're not. You're just not, are you? You know what I mean? They expect you to have empathy for their trauma. And I'm just saying, if someone has done the worst, because you're all snowflakes in here. Listen, I don't wish the worst bad on anybody. I don't wish harm on you, Miss Red, or anybody. But however, if someone has done something really bad to you, and your family was involved, come on, you are not going to care about what they've gone through, and that's the truth. You're not.
Right, okay, so let's get some people in the boxes, guys. Let's get some people in the boxes. I don't know if you're happy to stay here, Angie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow a gang up. I'm not going to allow it's not going to be all of your haters in here. I want to keep it pleasant, okay? So if you want to come in the box and have this conversation, you're more than welcome, all right, guys? But I don't want it to be a gang up. I don't want anybody to get vulgar or anything like that, because I will drop whoever is vulgar from the box. I just want to say that, all right? So do you agree with what Angie's saying here, guys?
I'm not. Morning, Miss Red. I'm not really going off on what Angie's just said, but I'm just going back a little bit. Why are grown-ass adults wishing things on anybody? I watched my father struggle for 3 years after having a stroke. Unfortunately, he passed away in February, so I'm still a little bit, I just can't understand why people on an app are going at each other and wishing the worst on them.
Okay, that's a fair enough question.
I've just got a really quick one I'm going to drop because I've got some background noise. But this is kind of off the back of what Angie's just said, but I suppose it is actually aimed at all creators who do clapbacks and things like that. But going back to what Angie said about like trauma and things, hold on, I've lost my train of thought. Nope, it's come back, I've got it. Right, so if you then sorry guys, it happens all the time. If you start beefing with somebody, why can't we just call them a bitch? Why can't we just say she's a cow, she's the this? Why do we have to?
She's got big ears, she's got a big back. Yeah, she's got big eyebrows.
This person's a bitch, so we're going to drag their trauma. If somebody spoke about their trauma, they've spoke about it. That's okay. It's everybody's prerogative to do that. But as adults, why do we need to sit and dissect whether we think, oh, I wouldn't have behaved like that, or when it happened to me, this happened? That doesn't invalidate anybody else. I just think we should go back to saying, you're a bitch or you're
Birdie
a
Apple, can I just also say something? CA did an AI, and I did one of her, don't get me wrong, but she did an AI of me paying my grapers to grape me. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you is, why do I care about someone else's trauma that did that and put that my father had, having a heart attack in the AI? Why would I care about her trauma? Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not,
no,
wishing,
100%.
I'm not wishing harm on anyone. All I'm saying is I don't care.
No, I get that, and no, you don't have to care, but rather than dissect what somebody else has been through, can you not just block, move on, ignore? For what it's worth, I think the AIs are disgusting. I haven't seen the specific ones that you're talking about, Angie, because Canadian Angie's on too late for me at night. The only clips I see is if Luke plays them, Donna plays them, if I catch an FYP show, but as a whole, I think all those AIs are disgusting because they don't, and it's okay for a creator to say, I forgive them, but those AIs from a while ago, they didn't just impact 2 people, they impacted a lot of people. So I suppose that comes back to my point, can we not just call people out for what they've done, rather than try and dissect
Can
everything.
I just say one more thing, though? Also, yeah, what I was going to say is a lot of people talk on my trauma. They say they don't believe me. So all these people that saying, oh, my God, Angie, how have you said that? You've all said that about my trauma, or every single one of you, that you don't believe it and all this shit. I don't have to believe your trauma. It's that simple. You know, if you go to court, you're going to be ripped apart. You know, you're going to be called a liar. I can believe what I want to believe. When someone's come on here to lie about their life for 5 years, why should I believe what they're saying now?
You don't have to believe it. That nobody's saying you have to believe it. All I'm saying is just don't dissect it. It takes women on average 7 times to leave a DV situation. Women don't speak up, as you say quite rightly. They will get ripped in court, and you know, statistically, women aren't believed. So that's all I'm saying is let's just not dissect. There's other things, Angie.
I'm sorry,
enough.
Apple bought boots. I don't really give a shit about her trauma. She said, like I said, that I paid my rapist, and she's done that AI. She's said that she wants receipts for my medical conditions and all this kind of thing. I don't care, and it's that simple. I don't care, you know, and I don't believe her either. I really don't. So,
and that's again, that's okay. You don't have to believe her, but we don't have to dissect it on the internet for everybody else to see. You don't have to believe Angie. I'm not trying to convince you. I know nothing of this woman, so I'm certainly not here trying to convince you. But all I'm saying is when we invalidate one, we invalidate multiple.
Angie, can I ask you a quick question? Sorry, guys, I'm just doing it really quickly.
yeah.
Angie, right, so people have to understand that empathy and sympathy are two different things. You can sympathise with people and you can be empathetic. When you say with Canadian Ange, you have every right to the way you feel, would you agree that doesn't change your opinion on somebody else that hasn't been derogatory to you? Because I think that's where where they're going to go with it is you're saying that you don't care what's happened to her, but you have empathy and sympathy for others that haven't gone at you?
Yeah, I have sympathy for others, but how are you? It's just like, you know, are you going to have sympathy for a peddler? Are you going to have sympathy for a rapist? You know, you're going to have sympathy and empathy for these people? No, you're not. You know, so I'm not going to have empathy and sympathy for someone that's done that to me, you know, with an AI and wanted evidence and, you know, spoke on my trauma, saying that she doesn't believe me and all of this. So why should I have that same empathy back? But yes, I do have empathy for other people that have gone through that. But however, I don't believe CA's story. I don't believe she's been through that. Like if Birdie Apples, if she's been through that, yes, of course I will have empathy for what she's gone through. Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear what Jam's got to say. Let's keep the boxes fair. Hello, Jam.
Sorry, Donna, I'm just going to drop just to free up a box, but can I just say, Angie, see when you called me Apple Boy there, I absolutely loved it. So can everybody call me Apple Boy from now on, because I just love that. No, I love it. Have a good day.
I'm going to drop.
Okay,
Sorry.
hi, Jam.
I'm going to drop. It was just that I wanted to say before, but and I'm not here for the guest, but whoever it was that was gifting me, thank you. I didn't come up for that, but yeah.
Can I just say I agree with what you said, Jam, about, you know, people shouldn't be, you know, dragging up people's traumas and using it as a weapon and things like that. I can't remember if I once went at Delusive Angie. I can't remember that. I think I said I didn't believe her over something. I can't remember. Is that right, Angie?
The rape, yeah. And that's why I said about the DV, yeah.
And I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have. It was a while ago.
Can I ask you a question though, Miss Red?
I shouldn't have done that, and it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it again.
That's when I spoke about the DV, yeah. Can I ask you a question, Miss Red, though? So, CA said about Luke, she hopes he dies and has a stroke, right? Now, should Luke now have empathy for what she's gone through after what she said about him?
I don't think Luke would go there. Like, and this is, people are different. You're different.
Yeah, but you know, she's on live talking about her trauma and it's on the FYP, so now Luke has to talk on it.
Luke doesn't go there, and like, just like, you know, I shouldn't have gone there with you. I don't remember the situation, but I've heard you speak about it.
But Luke did say he didn't believe her DV. Do you know that? He did say that.
Yeah, but, you know, obviously, I think he's spoke about that since and he's apologised for it. I can't remember, and I'm not just saying that. I really don't remember. It was a while back, but
it was
I
yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Sometimes,
well, apparently to CA, this is.
I mean, sometimes things. Sorry, sometimes things are said in the heat of the moment, you know. But it's just, you know, saying the most horrendous things to people. It shouldn't, you know, it just shouldn't be done. But yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
The fact that she's meant
Hi,
to be a
Luke.
grown woman.
Hello. I would
Sorry.
never ever wish Canadian Angie
See, Luke, can we
unalive.
stop saying wish? We're not wishing. We just,
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
saying.
no. Angie, can I land? Can I land? You've just
Let him
turned around
land,
and
Ange.
said, you can just turn around and said that she wished that I was unalived. I would never wish her unalived. Never I would never wish my worst enemy unalived. Life is too short, yeah? We all know people that have died young and you get upset about it, like you're, sorry, Miss Red, what's going on? But please don't stick up for me, Miss Red. I am with Angie on this one. I do not believe a word the woman says. I don't believe the things that she's mocked. I don't know the thing that she's laughed at. She pretends to be her daughter. We all know who she really is. I agree with Angie on this one. I have no sympathy for her, and I don't care. And if that makes me a bad person, I'm a bad person.
You're
But
not a bad person.
She has
She's the
lied.
bad person.
She has
Hang
lied
on, 1
about.
minute, guys. 1 minute, please.
She has lied about who she is. She has lied. She takes her daughter's story. She's lied about who she is, and she sat there and laughed at paedophilia. So no, I don't feel sorry for her. She sat there and laughed about a song about me sucking somebody off. Yeah, no, I don't. I have no sympathy for her, but I wouldn't wish her unalived. I wouldn't wish any physical harm on the woman. But do I believe her any word she said? I would be a liar to say I believe any single word. I don't. I don't believe what comes out that woman's
fair
mouth.
enough.
She has supported the worst said about me. And you, she constantly goes for DA every single night, picking apart DA stories about her cancer, her dad, her mum. She picks everything apart, and it needs to stop across the board.
I agree.
Anyway, I'm going because I'm getting fucking angry.
Okay, darling. All right then, guys. Let's listen to what Julie's got to say.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Julie.
I want to go back to the Shell one that came on. Now, that was prime example of jumping into something without hearing the whole conversation. She didn't hear what you had to say. She just wanted up in the box to have a rant at you. So I think people need to be mindful of that. Like, listen to the whole thing before you have an opinion or before you speak, you know?
Yeah.
Also, with CA, with her DV and things, I mean, like, yes, the woman lied for 5 years, etc., but would I not believe a woman who said that, or a man? No, I wouldn't. It's like, I had to prove this weekend that I was blind, for God's sakes. Do you know what I mean?
Did you have to?
Yeah, well, I didn't have to, I guess, but I was getting told that I wasn't blind, etc., so I felt like, nip it in the bud, show the proof, nip it in the bud. So that's what I did, but I'm delusive. Like, I can take or leave you, but you ask a lot of people for receipts, and it's like, why should people have to show these things?
No, Julie, no, I don't. You're twisting that
Hang
around.
on, Ange. 1 minute. Just let Julie finish. Let's keep the boxes fair, and you'll get your say. Go on, Julie.
Like, it's why should people have to prove things on this app? Why can't people just go on face value? And if you think it's not right or it's not true, move along. You don't have to sit and watch these people. You don't need to listen to them. Just move along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say no? I don't. If there's two creators on TikTok, like for example, you know the Laura and the Speedo situation, right? She was a victim, right? But none of you believed her. Yeah, none of you believed her. But isn't she?
I believed her.
Yeah, but no, a lot of people didn't. So stop with the I want receipts. If there's two creators on here, and say, for example, I accused Miss Red of something, what's Miss Red gonna ask? Well, she's gonna say, show the receipts. So if there's two creators and we know who those two people are, yeah, then you should bring receipts of that, or don't bring it to social media, because that could be damaging to that person you're accusing. So stop with the victim's always right. Who's the victim, love? The person that said it, or the person?
I never said the victim's always right. I said whether you want to take it.
But look, Julie, you're not listening to me. Who's the victim, the accuser or the accused? Now, really think about that. Could that be a false accusation that someone has made about someone on TikTok, right? So that means that person will be a victim of a false accusation. No?
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is,
and they lie about DV, and you'll be very surprised how high it is.
No, I get that, and I get people do lie on this app. I understand that, but like I said, if you don't believe it, just move along. You know, you don't have to. People don't have to be involved. They don't have to call out people for this, that, and the other. Just don't be involved. Just move along.
That's fair enough. Let's listen to Steph. Hi, Steph.
Hello.
So
Hello,
I was gonna
darling.
say, like, I know Delusive saying, well, they've done this and I don't have sympathy because they've done this, but that's part of the problem on this app. They go low, you go lower, it continues until the worst is said and done. You are saying and dragging the worst things on each other, and then no one's any better than anyone. No one's taking the high ground and being the better person and putting a stop to it before it gets to the point where it is absolutely diabolical.
Yeah, valid.
But that's all I had to say. I'm going to drop so someone
I
else
know
can
they
get in
do
there.
constantly do it with me. Always constantly, all of you are questioning my trauma, all my DV, everything I've gone through. You've all questioned. So don't sit on your high morals, high ground now, and make out that you have empathy and all of this when you really
Excuse
don't.
me, I have never
I'm
questioned
not talking
anything
about
when it
you,
comes to you.
Steph. I'm just talking in general.
Okay, I was
Just
going to
talking
say.
about you, general Steph. Guys, I really need to go to the toilet. Luke, can you just jump in the box, please, for 5 minutes, just while I have the toilet, because you've got box powers. Guys, I'm going to literally sit here and pee myself. I'm so sorry. Luke,
I'm going to
just...
drop so someone else can get in.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna drop
guys,
as well.
who's in charge? Thank
Love you, bye.
Steph.
Someone has put how many times have you lied? Exactly. And how many times has CA lied? 5 years she's lied for. So I don't believe her. I don't care. And that's just my opinion. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm going to drop, but can I just say good luck with your operation, Angie? Luke, I'm sorry what was said to you. It was horrendous. Thank you for letting me in the box, and thank you for
Thanks,
the game.
darling.
Morning, everyone. Hi, it's Jo here. Luke, I just want to say you are actually a really lovely person. I think the good that's come out of what CA has done is it made me think about things and how you're treated and the awful names that you get called day in, day out. And sometimes it becomes like pantomime and you don't necessarily realise the impact that can be having. And when she said what she said, lots of things she said, but allowed that Jason, and she did laugh, I sat and thought about it, and I thought if that was one of my grown daughters or son that went through this, I would be like a raging bull. But I was upset, it hurt my heart. I was on my other account and I actually sent you a message on my
Well, thank you
Not
so
the
much.
Average Joe. And I just want to say something that, there is a bit of good in this, because I think you handled it really well. I think there was pain in your voice, you were genuine. And Luke, can I say something? And I'm not creeping, you are not ugly, you are not fat, and you're not, and all the things that you say about yourself, please don't do that anymore, because that hurts my heart. You're actually...
That's your opinion.
Yeah, no, but...
Angie.
No, and Angie, I love you, Ange.
Angela.
I'm trying to bring
Angela,
love and
Angela,
peace
you got
here.
your filter on 3000. Shut up. Sorry, darling. Thank you.
And I just want to say, with regards to the Canadian one, she says her story's changed many times, but I'll tell you what she did do. She gave him wings and he flew. He landed on her platform because she has been bigging him up, doing that ridiculous giggly laugh and, oh, I can't say that, it's, oh no, I'll be cancelled. All the time encouraging his behaviour. She gave him the confidence to speak like that, and he took that and went to a level that nobody should go to.
I agree.
That's on her. She said she's a moral compass. No, she's not. She uses underhand tactics and has convenient memory loss when it comes to the things that she's done. And it's made me think about my behaviour, how I react, what I write in comments, and I just want to come and say that I think you're a really, really nice person. I love Angie to bits. I love Miss Red. I've been guilty of the, oh yes, she did. Oh no, he didn't. And I'm just going to stop doing that and see
Thank
the
you for
bigger
saying that.
picture.
Thank you for saying that, but I'm not innocent. But I've
None of us are.
never gone to the levels of mocking paedophilia. I've never gone to the levels of playing songs and like that. Yeah, I should stop saying maple flats, I admit it, and I'm going to stop saying it. But that woman has got so much hate in her life. She's a bully. She calls us the bastard bullies. I can't even talk about it. She is horrendous.
Luke, I did not stop thinking about it. That's why I sent you that message, that long waffle. I do waffle. because I thought, oh, even if you never read it, I've done it, I've sent it, and I've
so
said
much.
this is not acceptable. And like with what Angie and Miss Red, you imagine if yourself, each and every one of us, if we were on a live and people were ripping us apart on how we looked, how we spoke, what job we did or didn't have, our disabilities. It is absolutely lines that should never be crossed. And
Good morning, Top Girl's the best. Bye.
and I'm not here for that. I'm in, you know, as Alicia would say, I'm in my peaceful era, my living era, and I want to be nice. And if that's boring and you know, whatever, then it is. I'll waffle. That's me.
Yeah.
So you're great people. You all bring something, and if you know, it's true though. And if you know, if it's a day where I'm not feeling what's going on in that room, I'll move to the next one. I don't spread hate and make comments on how you look and how you speak, and if you're wearing makeup or if you're not or whatever. For God's sake. Anyway, I shall drop. I love you, Miss Red. I love you, Angie, and I love you, Luke. And do not ever, ever listen to anybody saying anything negative, because there's a thin line between love and hate. Haters are undercover lovers. Apart from CA, because she's just a venomous, vile, weird, strange, twisted, bitter, and she needs therapy, deep therapy. The end.
I think we all do to some extent, darling.
Yeah, me and all.
I think
Anyway,
Torian would agree as well. I'd like to hear what Torian's got to say, actually.
Thank you.
Torian, thank you, scrolling. Torian, go on.
Hi everyone.
Hello, T.
Can I just say, that the sun is fucking shining outside. But I just want to say, you see with the cat.
Guys, where's Torian's volume gone? Is that me or is it Torian?
She says because she knows that she's always going to get a response. Can you not hear me?
Your Wi-Fi went, darling. Say it again.
Now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying, with the Canada one, why do we still entertain her? In a sense of like, why do we respond back to her? We know that if we say something back, she's going to go on her live and talk about it. So it's just never ending. Like, we know that she's wicked. We know she says the most disgusting things about people, about you, Angie, whatever. But we still entertain her and we still come to her and we still want to hear what she's got to say, which makes her want to keep on responding. So it's like, are we really helping ourselves? Say that again, Miss Red.
What she's got to say, T. I never really speak about her. I never really speak about the woman, Torian.
I just think everyone should just not come to her, not speak about her, and eventually she's going to get bored. But I feel like the more you fuel her, not you, but just in general, the more people fuel her, she's going to say the most degrading things about people. She's going to say the most horrible things about people. Like, look where she came from. As much as people don't want to admit it, she came from Evil Queen side. So we know what they're about, or she's about, really.
I think it was CLA side first, Torian, weren't it? I think she started from CLA.
Oh, is it CLA side? Oh, my bad.
CLA
but I just
first,
think, I don't know. I just think the more we entertain her, it's just never going to end.
Yeah, but I don't. T, I don't entertain it. I ignore it, and I'm still, star of the show. Every night. Every night I'm star of the show, darling. And Torian, come on now, you're truthful, yeah? No, there's no shit you don't care. Do I really speak about that woman?
Whose mother?
Do I really speak about CA on my lives?
No, I don't really hear you speak about her. No,
I don't.
I don't really hear Angie. The only time I hear Angie speak about her as well is when she said something about Angie. I don't really see Angie speak to her. And Canada does this thing where she'll speak and then she'll come into the live. Like, say for instance, she'll talk about Angie the night before. She'll come into Angie's live in the comments and do this like narcissistic thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like she wants the attention. She's craving the attention from you guys. And you lot need to open up your eyes and see it.
Yeah, that's true. Torian's right, guys. Who agrees with Torian?
I'm always fucking right. I am. I'm joking.
You are. To be fair, you are. You are. He's spot on, said the voice.
Oh shit.
Is there anyone that disagrees with Torian? Come on, let's have a row. Nobody disagrees. Hello, Julie. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Red.
Sorry, I'll just
Can
be
I
quick because I've been here for ages. Is that okay?
Welcome on, darling.
Thank you. No, I just want to say what CA has been saying about people. It's absolutely disgusting. You never know what somebody else is going through. You know, words have consequences. You can't. Well, it's just disgusting with what Luke went on with yesterday, with what he was said about him and his uncle and so forth. It's just wrong. And the fact that she's always on about you and Luke every single day, you know, you get sick of hearing about it, and you never know what something like yourself. You're going through a bereavement. Some days you'll probably have it where you couldn't give two shits about what the woman's saying. And then other days it may really hit home. I think she just needs to, just stop and think about what the consequences her words are having for people. That's all.
I think that can go for a majority of us as well, not just that one. But you know, I think moving forward, I do think something needs to change on this app.
Definitely.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it to be Snow White. It's just got so negative, so toxic.
Yeah.
And I think as a whole, and that's why, you know, me and Angie can sit here and have a conversation, because I'm open for change. I'm open for, you know, not being enemies with everybody and saying horrendous things. You know, like when she went through that last week, I reached out and I said, good luck, because I genuinely, as much as me and this woman's had a back and forth, and
you don't wish
we've
ill or harm on her.
had our dramas, and I don't agree with the majority of what she says, and she's got her opinions on me. I don't want any harm to come to her.
No,
And that's how
that's the difference with you, though, isn't it?
we're all human. You know, tomorrow isn't promised. Do you know what I mean? But there's just got to be a stop to all this.
It's got to stop, because what if she ends up saying it to the wrong person, and that wrong person then does something because of that, you know, because of what she said. You never know what somebody else is going through. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, I suffer with mental health. I'll come on here, I'll be all happy and smiley to everybody, and then inside I'm probably dying. And just somebody saying that one wrong word can just be the end. I mean, I know we're all supposed to be adults and so forth, but I think she just needs to be held accountable now for, you know, her words and her actions. That's what I want to say.
We're all held accountable, Sam. I'm held accountable. Luke is, Pearl is, you know, many of us are held accountable, you know, even Angie, when, you know, Angie's done something, people go mad, there's lives fired up, you know, there's, why isn't this person being held accountable for what they're saying?
It's bullying on a whole new level.
It is bullying. It really is bullying, 100%. It's bullying.
And it's wrong. I don't know how anybody can sit there and agree with that creature. I mean, the way she degrades people, bullies people, it is just wrong. And at the end of the day, she's meant to be a grown-ass woman.
Exactly. I feel bullied by her.
I can see why.
I do.
I can see why. And Luke as well. I mean, Luke comes on and puts on this big performance, but he must, you know, when he sits there of an evening, he must think, wow, am I that hated by somebody that doesn't even know me? I mean, what? She has no morals, the woman.
See, Luke, right? I can speak about Luke, because I'm sorry, I'll only be brief, and then we'll get on with all you guys and what you've got to say. But Luke, I can speak from being his friend and meeting him so many times in real life and spending so much time with him. He has got a big gob. He gives it all gob, but he's very, very sensitive.
Yeah,
he's
you can
very,
see that.
very sensitive.
That's how I am.
He really is. It affects him, even though he'll probably, you know, get mad at me for saying this, but he does.
I completely understand it. I could be exactly the same. I'm all mouth. And yeah, I will fight for what's right. Don't get me wrong, but then I'll come home and I'll think about it. And that's when it then hits home and it starts to bother. And I think people need to think about that. And people are saying, do I watch CA? No, why would I want to watch a cretin like that actually, you know, just causes upset, slags people off constantly, calls them names when she's meant to be a grown-ass adult. So no, I don't watch the woman. I wouldn't give her the entertainment.
Yeah, it's like, you know, even Delusive Angie is, you know, she is quite, well, she's probably one of the most controversial people on here. And, you know, she does, you know, she's Delusive Angie, but I can imagine it affects her as well.
We're all human, you know. You know, some of the things people say we can shake off, and other things no, they do take it to heart. And what she said about Luke's uncle, which has absolutely no relevance to Luke whatsoever, that is just disgusting. Tarring somebody with that filthy brush. There's just there's no excuse for that. It's just foul.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Have a lovely day, guys. I've got no more time for boxes. I'm so sorry. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Miss
Julie-
Red. Hi, Angie.
Hello.
Hiya. I only watch you, Angie and Luke, daily. And I've heard her go at you, I've heard her go at Angie, but what she said to Luke, what she let allow happen to Luke the other day was despicable.
Yeah.
But I can't understand why none of you just don't do a total blackout on her.
It's easier said than done, Julie. It really is. Like, it's only human instincts that you want to defend yourself and you want to clap back. And there's so much that you can sit and ignore. It's like, I played videos of that Jackie again today. Like, it's really hard to ignore continuously, or, when you got someone speaking about you for hours. Honestly, Julie, if someone was saying it about, imagine you was in our position, right, and you was getting it continuously every night, how would you still continuously ignore it, or would you think, fuck it, I've had enough, I've got to go back?
I think I'd ignore it because I think reacting to her gives her the reaction she wants.
Okay.
I second
That's
that.
what she wants, because you just give her more ammunition then to do it again the night after the night. I don't watch her. I can't actually stand the sight of her, or not the sight of her, because she doesn't show herself. But I think she's just deep down a vile person. And there's no need for what she's doing to people. She doesn't care about anybody's mental health. She just doesn't care about anything. And why she's even so invested in UK TikTok is beyond me.
Well, it makes you wonder what she's done on Canada TikTok, really, to be over this way.
Yeah,
But
you're
Rick,
right.
sorry, Julie, wouldn't you argue that she's on British, UK, English TikTok because we've allowed her to be on this side of TikTok?
Yeah,
If we give her the
probably
blackout and we think, do you know what, you're so invested on us, the other side of the world, we're not going to be equally as invested on you, the other side of the world. You stick in your lane and we'll have a blackout, we'll allow her just to be a troll. Eventually it might stop, and if she doesn't, it really doesn't. I know it's easier said than done, but I just think we're allowing her to be on this side, so I don't understand why.
There's nothing you can do about it, though, Lucy, in all fairness. There's nothing you can do to get anybody off the app. The comments are saying it's a worldwide app, do you know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
saying get her off the app, that's not what I mean at all. What I'm saying is TikTok is such a massive app. We've allowed her to come over to this side. If this side of TikTok give her a blackout and think, oh, you get on with it, she will eventually have to go to another side of TikTok to be able to get views, because all the time that we're going back to her, yous are making money, she's making money on it, and it's not healthy for anybody.
For me, I'd rather not have a back and forth and not make a penny where she's concerned. I could be arguing with Angie today and make a fortune, but I'd rather not make all that money and be okay. Do you know what I mean? For some of us, it isn't just about money. It's
As
about,
Cockapoo just said, don't give it relevance, and I completely agree with that. I know it's easier said than done, but people are going to talk, whether they talk on the app about you or off the app about you. Your next door neighbour's probably got something to say about us all, let's be honest, but we don't let it bother us, do we? As people, we just think, oh, whatever. And I think we all need to just kind of do that and allow her to stay in her own lane, if that makes sense. Stop bringing the relevance up about her. Stop, because everyone's going to go, oh, that's all this 3K. Half of them might think, oh, let's go and see what CA's got to say tonight. And then that's it. We're building her room. It's just need to cut her off.
I agree. It just gives her more views. I agree with that 100%.
I agree.
It's frozen. I can't actually exit.
Oh, do you want to go?
Please.
Oh, I'm not letting you go. Sorry, Angie.
I don't know what's happened. It's just frozen.
Bye, Angie. Thank you for joining.
Can I just share some really, really nice, happy, brilliant news?
Go on, darling.
So, you know how like people give back to communities and things like that. So I know some of you'll know, if there's any other woodpeckers in here, I know that you're aware of it, Donna, that Miss Remy has been trying to work on building a community retreat.
Oh, the retreat.
Well, there's amazing news just in that Bert and Ralph have just got us up to, we're at £9,200 out of the £10,000 that we need. Please don't gift me. What I would like everybody to do, please, is go over to Miss Remy's profile. It's Cam Remy, if somebody can write that in the chat. Go into the bio, go and have a little look. I'm not asking anybody for pounds and pounds and pounds, but sorry, Donna, I should have asked first. I'm just so excited. But I saw the numbers. There was 3.2 people in. We need £800. And I thought, see if a quarter of your room can spare me £1. It means that, because the goal is for Remy's 50th birthday in October, the goal is to have the retreat up and running for that. So it would be amazing just if people could come over, show some support to Remy, because everybody says they want happy FYP, they want nice little spaces, and it is an amazing room when some of the bigger creators aren't live. And also she does do a cheeky little spy cam, so if anybody might be blocked, pop in and have a little watch. As long as you're respectful, everybody gets to stay. But if I can have £1 off 800 people, that will be amazing. Thank you so much.
And there you go, guys. Get your pounds out and let's get this retreat done. Thank you.
Get
Bertie.
communityed. Thanks, Donna.
Bye, darling.
Bye, darling.
And you never have to ask me, Birdie. Remember, you're one of my day ones.
Thank you for letting me in the box, Miss Red, and I hope you have a wonderful day today.
You too. Thank you, Julie, for joining.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. Bye. Ah, there we go. Do you see now? Do you see, guys? I'm sorry about the boxes. Do you see, like, me and Angie, I've had my opinions. I'll stand by a majority of what I've said. You know what I mean? I ain't going to backtrack. But how much better, right, is it that you can have the worst kind of arguments with people, you can have the worst beef, but you can still coexist on an app? Like, I mean, if me and Angie's capable of doing it, why can't we all do it? Why can't we all try and coexist and not be nasty with each other, not go low, not dig each other's fucking personal things out? Like, and this is what the app should be about. I'd be happy to sit in a box with everybody that I've got beef with, as long as, you know, you're on a level with me and you're showing a little bit of kindness, and, you know, do you know what I mean? That's the way this app should be. Like, the nastiness needs to stop, the bullying, the derogatory shit, wishing shit on people, doxing, going low. We all have to coexist on here, and it's so much better for the audiences. Guys, have you enjoyed this today? No, I agree with you, Luke. Have you enjoyed this today? Right? Yeah? It's like me and the Evil Queen one. We put our beef aside 8 months ago, right? For this reason, that the worst can be said, you can go through the worst things, say the worst things about each other, but it's about coexisting. Thank you, Mickey. It's about coexisting. This is, you know, a majority of our jobs. This is what we do for a living. Like, exactly, it's like the old days. Right, and I just think the app would be so much better, and it would be a better place for the audience, for communities, mental health wise. It's going to be better for live creators and everybody else. Like, we don't need to be at each other's throats every day and say horrible things. Let's just take it back. Let's take the app back to how it was. Do you agree? There's 2.8k people. I believe that too, Carmen. I do believe, you know, some things are too far gone, but if you've got it in you, you've got to try and do something, right? We've got to try and do something. If I can do it, EQ can do it, and you can sit here in a box and do it. We all must be able to do it. Thank you, Sammy. Bev, I agree with that. The responsibility is on all of us. And then you ain't got communities going at each other, and, you know. B&Q can do it, we can do it. Right, guys, I'm going to get going because Preggers is waiting to use the kitchen. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. We only